Alright, should you quit school, quit your education, quit high school, university, wherever you are, to become a music producer? Well, this question, it's not that black and white. Like, it's not that easy to say like yes you should quit school or no you shouldn't. It's not like it's that easy of an answer to a question like this. Well, I want to break it down for you guys. Let's say, for example, you're in high school right now. Let's say you're 15, 16 years old, whatever you are. Depending on the country that you're in, it's not that much of time that you're lost to high school. In my country, in the Netherlands, we used to have hours from 9 o'clock till like 3, 4, 5, and then the rest of the evening would be for yourself. Like, you'd be done. I know for a fact that in Germany they end up real early, like around 2, I think. But the thing is, I believe, in my opinion, that you can combine high school and music together. Now, especially if you're in, like, for example, like I said, countries where you end around 1 or 2, you got the whole evening. And I'm not saying that you should be like every hour making music, but the thing is, I think many people that say I don't have time are like the ones that don't really make the time for it. So I believe if you really would love to make music and you're really going for it, I believe that you could make time for it. When I was making music in high school, many times when people asked me to come out and chill or hang out, people that be watching this probably know this also. I love to hang out and go outside, but many times I just like left it aside just because I wanted to make music and go on further with this music thing. Now, if you really want to have the time, you can make the time for it. And also, like, if you're in high school and you don't have your high school degree, it's gonna be very hard for you to find a job in case this doesn't work out. My advice to you guys really is finish your high school degree and afterwards see what you want to do, but at least get your high school degree, because that'll be like your ticket to university or other colleges that you might want to do or might want to switch up your mind later. I think it's also important to note that like many people, they don't view this in perspective as they should. So when I was in high school, and it's not that you're the one to blame or I was the one to blame, because like we were young and you're probably young and you don't know a lot of things about the world. I'm still young. Like, I'm not saying that I'm kind of old dude who knows everything and I got experience and all that stuff. I still don't. But I just have, if you're 15, I just have 5 more years of experience in my life than you. That's a fact. What I'm trying to say is, if you're in high school, you gotta realize the fact that you're not the only one making beats, and you're not the only one having good beats. And the thing is, a good friend of mine always used to tell me, and he was pretty right about this one, is they always show and you always see the people that make it and the people that get successful and the people that rose from the mud up to the top. But you never see all the ones that failed, all the ones that didn't make it, all the ones that tried, that risked and failed at all, and now probably like are in big trouble or having issues with money, with households, with anything. That's the thing you gotta realize. Like, there's so many people who try and fail, but they just don't view it, because obviously, like, who would want to watch a video about someone, the story of the dude who tried but failed? Like, that's not interesting. Everybody wants to watch a video of the story of the dude that was broke at first, got kicked out of the house, and then suddenly got worked hard and achieved it. Like, that's the thing. And I'm not saying you gotta be like pessimistic and stuff. Be optimistic and be very unrealistic, because being realistic myself, I don't like it as well. But next to optimism and irrealism, you gotta also be a little bit of logical. I mean, like, think ahead of your life. And I know it's hard to do when you're young, but you gotta realize that if this doesn't work out, you don't want to be like grabbing trash from off the streets when you could have had a gymnasium degree or a bachelor in, for example, health and sciences and all that stuff. Like, my advice to you would be, wherever you are, really take a look at the perspective, because really education, I know it's hard for you young people to believe, but it's really one of the most important things and the most valuable things we have. Now, here's the thing. If you're, for example, in high school again, or in university, or wherever you are, whatever study you're doing, and you're starting to have success with making beats, now, I'm not saying keep on doing your study and just listen to me. I'm just giving my opinion. But what I would suggest is, if you're making beats and you're starting to make a living off beats, then I would slowly move to the point where you could drop out of, for example, your second education. I'd still never drop out of high school. Now, if you're suddenly making low-key a kind of a living off beats, of music, then I kind of like weigh off the advantages and disadvantages of quitting your education. Now it's really important, like aside of everything that I'm saying right now, to keep your mental state healthy. That's like first priority. If you think that you won't be happy pursuing your education, or you will be like going to work with a grinch on your face and all that stuff, okay, then I'd say go to music and enjoy life. I mean, the most important thing is that you're happy. I mean, what's the point of being like, for example, a psychologist, having people coming over and you all the time like saying, yeah, all right, yeah, okay, like you gotta do whatever you do, you gotta do it with passion, and you gotta love to do it. Now if you're loving making music, and if you really like, you don't enjoy your education at all, then okay, I'd say maybe move on to quitting your education. But still, in my opinion, I think it really is possible to combine education with your music career or with producing music. Now I know there's a lot of talking, but I can also give you an example of me myself. I did high school, I graduated gymnasium, not with the best grades, but I got the paper. Now I'm doing international business at the university, and I'm not trying to brag or anything about what I've done and stuff. I'm just trying to show you guys that it's possible to combine it, because during this time I'm becoming close to 1,000 projects on my laptop. Right now I'm uploading, I think, 4 videos a week on YouTube. I'm making like minimum 2 beats a week. It's not like optimum for a beat maker, but it's more than enough to combine it with your school, with your education. And for example, in my situation, I'm doing international business. I can combine this with beat making. I mean, it's kind of a business. So whatever you're doing, you gotta also, like, if you combine these two together, there are many like overlapping parts between these two hobbies and lifestyles, you know. And also I think it's important to remember that like hobbies and all that stuff, it changes. Now me, when I was in high school, when I was making music, it was like my full-time hobby. I was like aiming everything. I was like fully focused on music. I was like, yeah, I was gonna do this. I'm gonna be a producer. Let me send this to Future. Yeah, he'll hop on it. Let me send this to Drake. Yeah, he'll probably hop on it. My beats are good enough. That's what I was thinking at that moment. Like, can you realize, like, if you like take a look at my first beats, they're not even online. Like, that's what I was thinking. But now, if I take a look at what I'm at right now, I'm more like half. I love making music, but I'm kind of done with the artist. I'm more like doing it for myself. I'm loving YouTube a bit more. I'm loving my education a bit more. So like, you gotta realize that things change. So last thing you want to have is to like quit on all your education and then pursue a music career where you later on will regret. So to sum this whole video up a bit, what I'm trying to say is, if you're in high school, don't quit. It's like a waste of your time to like have done a few years and then quit halfway, and it's really hard for you to get a job, depending on your country of course, but I know for a fact in the Netherlands it'll be hard for you to find a job and to get along later on easily. Now if you're in university or 18 plus education, anything, I still say the same thing, but you gotta also like take it in perspective. If you enjoy music more than education and you really feel like you can make a living, I say go ahead. But other than that, take care of yourself. You gotta see it in long perspective. You're probably only less than 20 years old. If you're older, alright, then you probably got more experience. But if you're not, you still got so many years to go. So really like think about the fact, do you really want to do this your whole life? Anything around music? Is this what you could do for decades, for years, and then switch to something else regarding to music? If that's the case, then I'd more likely say, okay, you might switch or you might go more into music. But other than that, really take care of yourself and don't underestimate the value of education. That's what I wanted to say. That's what I want to advise to you guys. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling right now. Are you thinking about this as well? Do you want to quit? Are you going to quit? How do you guys feel? We can have conversations in the comment section. I'm quite curious about how you guys feel on this moment, because I used to always want to quit when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I'm more than happy that I did not quit and I just kept on doing my education. That's it for today. Y'all stay safe and take care. Good luck on your school assignments and all that stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Y'all stay safe, y'all take care. I don't like realistic, but now if I if I